China has successfully tested Russian S-400 air defense system, as the two militaries continue to step up cooperation. Russian media reported that China's People's Liberation Army rocket force tested the S-400 Triumph air defense system, successfully shooting down a simulated ballistic target almost 250 kilometers away and moving at the supersonic speed of 3 kilometers per second. It was the first time the PLA's missile force had tested the system since it received the last shipments of the weaponry from Russia in July under a $3 billion contract. China, which has been equipped with Russia's S-300 system for more than a decade, is the first country to import the next-generation S-400 air defense missile system. Analysts said Russia appeared to have publicized the test to highlight closer military ties between Moscow and Beijing and to promote its S-400 system. Japan is willing to offer to Malaysia new defense equipment and technologies, including military aircraft, as part of enhanced bilateral security ties, Japan's envoy to Malaysia said. Japan and Malaysia had, in September, signed a Memorandum of Understanding to intensify defense and security cooperation. The MOU was signed in Japan on September 11 by Japan's then Defense Minister Itsunori Onodera and his Malaysian counterpart, Muhammad Sabu. Tokyo has said the MOU provided a structure for expanded collaboration across a range of activities, including defense equipment and technologies, military-to-military exchanges, joint maritime security and disaster relief operations. In terms of defense technologies, Tokyo said the MOU had strengthened an agreement that was signed in Kuala Lumpur in April by Miyagawa and Malaysia's Defense Ministry Secretary General Datuk Seri Abdul Rahim Muhammad Radzi. This comes in the wake of warmer Kuala Lumpur-Tokyo bilateral ties following the election of a new government in Malaysia, which saw the return of former Premier Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad to power. Boosting Malaysia-Japan relations had been a major focus for Dr. Mahathir during his previous tenure as Prime Minister under the banner of the so-called Look East policy. Defense analysts said Malaysia had a long-standing security relationship with Japan, with both nations sharing a number of concerns on the defense issues, including but not limited to China's rising maritime assertiveness in the South China Sea. Vietnam seeks to curb South China Sea actions of China. Tough negotiations lie ahead over a new pact between China and Southeast Asian nations aimed at easing tensions in the South China Sea, as Vietnam pushes for provisions likely to prove unpalatable to Beijing. Hanoi wants the pact to outlaw many of the actions China has carried out across the hotly disputed waterway in recent years, including artificial island building, blockades and offensive weaponry such as missile deployments, according to a negotiating draft of the ASEAN Code of Conduct, COC. The draft also shows Hanoi is pushing for a ban on any new air defense identification zone, something Beijing unilaterally announced over the East China Sea in 2013. Chinese officials have not ruled out a similar move, in which all aircraft are supposed to identify themselves over the South China Sea. Hanoi is also demanding states clarify their maritime claims in the vital trade route according to international law, an apparent attempt to shatter the controversial 9-dash line by which China claims and patrols much of the South China Sea, the draft shows. A spokesperson at the Vietnamese Foreign Ministry said negotiations on the Code of Conduct had made some progress recently, with Vietnam actively participating and other countries showing their constructive and cooperative spirit. The draft also confirms earlier reports that China wants military drills with outside powers in the South China Sea to be blocked unless all signatories agree. In addition, Beijing wants to exclude foreign oil firms by limiting joint development deals with China and Southeast Asia. Experts expect both elements to be strongly resisted by some ASEAN countries.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like the channel and want to support, Please support on Patreon or PayPal. The details are given below in the description.